I mentioned very briefly that we did a series of interviews with CEOs and managing directors of companies. And the questions that we asked them, among many, were what do you actually look for when you're employing? And as a result of that, they spoke a lot about interview experience. And they said there's two main things that they look for when someone is interviewing with them that will make them stand out beyond anything else. Ruben mentioned one. One is preparation. Most of them said, you have no idea how many people come through our door without having prepared. And it literally takes between half an hour and an hour to be brushed up beyond any other candidate, to know more about any other candidate. You just have to put in that little bit of time. So prepare, know a little bit about the company. And if you can find out actually who's interviewing you, look at their social media. Find out if they like going skiing. Because showing that proactiveness, that little bit of preparation, will set you apart from everyone else. The second one was honesty. They said so many people just write the same things in their CVs. They just say, oh, I'm great at communication, I'm a team player. And they see that every single day. So when you go into an interview room, be honest about what you are, who you are, and what you want. Because they don't see that often. You'd be surprised. I mean, when I speak to my friends and they go into interviews, they have all these pre-scripted answers that they've learned and they've memorized. But when I speak to the MDs and the CEOs, they just say, oh, just give us honesty. Just tell us what you actually want, because then they, as the employer, have a responsibility to provide a job that's good for you. Maybe you weren't perfect for the role that you applied for, but if you're actually honest about what you're good at, what you're bad at, I mean, how you are, they will find something for you.
Sometimes, you know, what happens with young people is, they say, I've got CV here, I've got my stuff here, I've got papers here. What do I need to do more for? But like you said, if you do some research about that company itself, about the people you're going to see, and more about, I think that makes it more like a home, isn't it? That person knows about us quite a lot.
Yeah, and be brave. Be brave about the way you apply for jobs.
So what would you look for? Say you've got everything, you've got a CV, you've got everything ready. So you're applying for a job, you go in there. What would you look for that company? What would you search for?
How would I find out about the company? I'd say don't just go on their website. I mean, the website will tell a lot, but it will tell something that everybody can see. So find out how long they've been active. Find out how many struggles they've gone through. And the places that you look for that are, a Twitter feed will tell you a lot. It will tell you the changes more than a website does. The average website of a company is updated around every 6 to 8 months. So like they change the actual content. Mine is less than that, to be honest. So I'd say be creative. There was a story once, there was a guy, he said he had his last £200 and he wasn't sure what he was going to do with it. So he bought a billboard on the side of a bus stop and he put a picture of him there with his thumbs up saying, I'm looking for a job.
I've heard that story.
If you want to employ me, please do. He put that out, you know, between 9 AM and midday. He had over 10 or 20 job offers. Same situation, there was a guy who just came out of university, and you can Google this story, and he just stood in King's Cross Station with a piece of paper that said, I think it was a 2-1, I have a 2-1 degree, please ask for a CV, next to a commuting train. Thousands of people walked past him and he got 3 or 4 job offers because he was brave. Both of them were brave, they put themselves out there and they were different. They didn't just apply in the same way that everyone else did. So
but they were serious.
It shows proactive, it shows a lot of things. That one act shows a lot of things that the employers want to see.
Building on from that, not to cut you.
No, it's fine.
Like as you were saying, there was a story where somebody was applying to a fashion company. So they wrote their CV on a Converse and they sent the Converse into the company and they got the job. You know, so
perfect.
One thing that I would say is know your industry, know what kind of profession you're getting into and target your CV towards that. I'm not saying send in a Converse, but for example, if you're applying to a film company, maybe make a short film about yourself.
Or a recording studio.
Yeah.
Make a little recording of of your work. A CV isn't law. You don't by law have to provide a CV. You don't have to write it this way or that way. It's a creative thing. It is a creative process. And if you're applying for a job you really want, find a way to spend the extra 5, 10, maybe 20 minutes to make your application different. It doesn't even have to be better. Just make it different.